as much blood into the muscle as possible. So make sure that you guys stay tuned throughout the whole entire video. I'm going to be sharing some tips on how you can maximize the muscle growth of your leg. So what exercise are we going to be doing tonight, Daddy?
We're going to do a short but very effective workout. It's going to be powerful. We're going to start with the squat to work full leg development. From there, we're going into the leg press, continuing mass pushing exercises. From there, we'll go into quadricep work by going into the leg extension. We'll take it to work the hamstring, back part of the leg. We're going to go into leg curls. Ultimately, we'll do some stiff leg, and if you have some lower back problems as I do, we're going to compensate by doing some kickbacks. Finally, we'll work a little bit on the calves tonight, doing some on the leg press as well as on the standing barbell. So it'll be a short, compact, but powerful workout.
Let's do it. Team Unaltered.
All right, guys, here we are on the first exercise, the free barbell squat. A few important things to note. You want to keep your feet at least shoulder width apart. Another thing is that you want to go as low in the squat as you can before your tailbone starts pulling in forward, right? A lot of people use the phrase squat ass to grass, but actually if you go too low to where your tailbone starts pulling in forward, it puts a lot of stress on your lumbar, right, on your spine, which is not good. So to maximize your muscle gains and to prevent injury, you want to go at least to a 90-degree angle, but not too low to where your tailbone starts pulling in, right? Here you can see we're taking very short rest in between repetitions. We just go right back down to the next rep. Here I have my arms around my dad's waist because he has lower back problems, so I squeeze the lower spine to keep his back stable. All right, moving on to the leg press. Now you can manipulate this exercise to target different areas of the leg, right? If you want to target the inner thigh, you can put your feet wider apart. If you want to target the outer thigh, you can put your feet closer apart. Here I'm shoulder width with my feet, so I'm just doing overall leg development. Another important thing to note is that you do not want to lock your knees out at the top, right? That puts too much stress on your knee joint. So for maximum muscle growth, you want to stop right before your knee locks out. All right, moving on to the leg extension. Now, same thing here, guys. You can manipulate the angles of your feet to target different areas of the leg. If you want to target higher up on the thigh, you can point your toes outward, and then vice versa. If you want to target closer towards the knee, that teardrop muscle that they call, you can point your toes towards you, towards the ceiling. Now here, we're gonna hold it for a second at the top, and then hold that negative slowly on the way down to get full muscle contraction on the thigh. All right, moving on to the leg curls to target the back of the leg, the hamstrings. Now, a few things to note in here. You want to keep your feet fairly loose while you're performing this exercise so that you can take tension off of the calf and focus it more on the hamstring. So really focus on just pulling up with the back of the ankle. Another thing to note is that for this particular exercise, you want to go fairly light and really just focus on the contraction. The hamstring is a sensitive muscle, so I like to go lightweight and just focus on getting a good squeeze at the top and holding that negative slowly on the way down. All right, moving on to the straight-legged deadlifts. You're gonna grab a dumbbell and come straight down while maintaining a straight back. And then as you come up, you're gonna push your hip through and really try to engage the glutes. So you're working out the hamstring and the glutes on this exercise. Now, one important thing to note is that you do want to have a slight bend in the knee. A lot of people make the mistake of having the knee locked, and that minimizes the amount of contraction that you get on the hamstring. So make sure that you do have a slight bend on the knee, and you go as low as you can while maintaining a straight spine, and then coming up, pushing your hip through and contracting the glutes. Here, my dad is doing some kickbacks with the cable machine. This is really the only exercise that he can do to engage the glutes because he does have some lower back problems. So this is a great exercise to implement to target the back of the leg and the glutes. All right, now we're moving on to calves. Make sure that you guys are training calves. A lot of people work out their hamstrings and their thighs, but then neglect the calves. So here, we're gonna have a slight bend in the knee to get full contraction of the calves. You can use different angles to train different parts of the calf. If you keep a neutral position with your toes straight, you work overall calf development, and then you can also point your toes slightly outward to work more of the inner calf. All right, here we are, guys, on our finishing exercise, standing calf raises. Now, I like this exercise in particular because you're standing on your calf, so you're dealing with your own body weight, so there's a bit more tension with this exercise than there is doing it at an angle on the leg press. So if you guys want full development of the calves, make sure that you're training them just as hard as you are the rest of the leg.
All right guys, just got done with a killer leg workout, kept it nice and intense, really try to maximize the growth of the muscles in the legs. Make sure that you guys stay tuned with all the other awesome videos that we have coming out. Turn the notifications on so you can stay up to date with all the other workout videos that we have coming out soon. Until next time, now we gotta go home and refuel with some 100% unaltered whey protein, which is available both on Amazon.com